Okay. Radius is not proving any easier for me than it did the first time around. More difficult, if anything, to be perfectly honest. But I do at least know a route through this thing I want to take now. And I can do each part of it with some degree of feasibility. I would say consistency or reliability, but that's not necessarily true. Beginning is somewhat consistent. I'm definitely getting better at this part here. Yeah, just like that. Why not? That would be why not. Okay. I got through all the parts I have some practice on. The very last part there is one I haven't actually really executed much yet, even though it's clearly possible. So that's a decent sign. Just need to get a bit more used to that part. Okay. I don't know if I want to wait there or not. I feel like I shouldn't have to. Or if I might be able to jump across some things. So that's clearly the part that I still haven't kind of had in my mind I had figured out the whole path for, but not quite, I guess. But again, once I manage to get to that very last part and get to that checkpoint, then I'll be at the point where anytime I get up there, all that's left, whoops, I completely messed up the timing there. Okay, got a little daring there to try to make it. But then I'll just have to do a couple jumps in a row on the last part, which are difficult, but if I can just keep attempting it, I'll eventually get it. So I'm not too worried about it at the end. I just need to be able to consistently get there. If I get here with good time, I can even, as long as I don't get caught up on the corner like that. If I get there with good time, like, hello. Don't need to do that gutsy jump off of the platform with the time travel on it. I've forgotten how to do anything, evidently. I have apparently forgotten how to do the entirety of this opening now. Okay. There are some cases where you really have to be careful that where you jump off of these platforms from, because you don't want to tweak the gravity just a little bit. Oh, come on. I hate that little corner there. If I don't get caught on it, I'm generally fine. Unless I just had a slow approach, but I'm pretty okay with that now, I think. Come on, I need to actually get to the part that I haven't figured out yet now. I need to actually get to attempting the end. For the love of God! The controller just assigned to throwaway runs is also still not appreciated. Okay, just a casual, weird bounce. Supposedly some people do that sort of thing on purpose. I'm absolutely not such a person. Oh boy. Okay, well if I can do that consistently, then we're okay. Because now I just have to do this part. Okay. Well, let's practice it a little bit anyways, because we're going to need to try to get this consistent. Well, consistently enough to at least get it while having also gotten the other stuff I just did at some point. So we might as well practice this a bit. See if we can get it some degree of consistency at some point. Honestly, it doesn't feel as hard as I remember it being in the past. Just for the sake of having a gold. I don't know what a diamond time is here or anything like that. It's perfectly possible that what I'm doing is all a waste because I'm going to do what I think is a good run and not get a diamond for it, but I'll at least be able to say then that the reason I didn't get a diamond was because what I was willing to put into it was not good enough, not because I just didn't bother trying. Yeah, I guess jumping there really just is probably the better thing to do, even though I've tried to avoid doing it. I wish I could jump there and not get pushed so hard to the right, because I could get myself to land on that platform, if not for the fact that jumping off of a platform with that particular incline pushes me off to the side I don't want to be on. I do call it the second half of the stage, the parts where you just have to use the super jumps. Which is probably... that was way too slow. Probably a bit unreasonable. But it's a distinct section of the stage, clearly. It just runs on a different mechanic and challenge entirely. I had a feeling. I'm not always sure whether it's worth trying to salvage something going slightly wrong or not, because it generally cascades. I don't have multiple episodes of me just doing this one thing. Yeah. It's one of those cases where it feels very in reach. It's just... like, all the individual parts of this I managed to do at this point. I just need to manage to do everything together. I need to manage to get to the end of the non-super jump section, and then do the super jumps. Both of which I'm capable of doing. Both of which I have done. It's just doing those together. I don't know about the super jumps, maybe it will be easier this time. I remember thinking it was really hard the first time I went through this stage, but... my god. Trying to slow down or anything. Was not in the cards. I could also just not have the gravity be shifted so far in that direction. That would also probably help me if I really want to try to jump onto that moving platform there. Again, that puts us back to trying to figure out how to even execute the first part of the stage, which I would like to be done with. So I can just get it done and then do the part that comes after. trying to come off that platform a little sooner now. Definitely could be done. Okay. Okay, that time I don't deserve it. Didn't manage to slow down as much, and it's still somehow managed to be late, even though I didn't think I was particularly late to get off the moving platform preceding it. That section is one of those things where I don't feel like I have a firm grip on it, and yeah, I managed to do it somewhat consistently. Just only somewhat, of course, but still. I managed to do it more frequently than I would expect, considering. No, my god! No! Okay, I still don't get why bunny hopping just sometimes decides to propel you forwards and other times gives you a shove backwards. It's to where I'm not sure it's working correctly, because I have no other explanation for why it would be so inconsistent about its behavior. And if I'm doing the same thing, I should have the same result consistently, right? I've only noticed that in Ultra. I don't remember that being in the original Marble and Up. That bunny hopping being so inconsistent about what actually happens when you do it. Okay. That probably disqualified this run just now, but... That's a good few seconds I'm losing by having done that. By having missed that, I mean to say. Okay, sure. So where was the... Where was... You're there. That's, okay. I don't think I got that last time. Are there any checkpoints around there? I'd like to not have to start from the beginning every time I want to do that. Not that I can see. And which moving platform is that next to specifically? It's the third, well, it's the first pair really is what it's behind. Where are the checkpoints here? Oh, there aren't any checkpoints there, which is kind of annoying. So, there is a real question of how in the world to try to do that. We could in theory go... hold on. I have a few ideas of how you could try to do this, really. Okay. Let me try something out. I have an idea for how you could try to pull that off. It's a fairly well-worn idea for how to get a treasure box in this game. Okay, cool. I always hate it when I manage to get a good run and I think, yeah, see, I'm good at this stage, I know it now, and then I try to use those same paths to complete a portion of the stage to collect the treasure box, and it immediately falls apart. Makes it feel like me getting a good time was more just a fluke than anything. Okay. But we do need to get back to where we were. We can wait for cycles this time, however, so... No going crazy over stuff. Okay, so my idea is this. We do have a super jump here. We can bring it back with us. Nothing stops us from doing those. What would be best, of course, is if we can get back to a checkpoint using this, or while holding this. Oh, come on. I know I can get up there. I've gone up there multiple times. Wish I could reactivate the checkpoint from here. You can reactivate a checkpoint you've already been to, I'm pretty sure, right? I was not expecting that to get me to shove sideways the way it did. Alright. This is a pretty comfy place to be, I would say, right now. So let me get back to that other checkpoint at least. So I can at least save having this power up. What in the world am I doing? You'd think that I could have accomplished that sort of basic control over the marble at this point. I just dropped onto a platform and fell right off. There wasn't any kind of extenuating circumstance. Still misjudging timings of things horrendously, too. Come on. I just want to take this thing back to a checkpoint. Whoa. Okay, I had a really weirdly hard time stopping there. Popping up here feels kind of nice. Okay. This time, don't just fall for no reason. There we go. So now we're good. So now that means that we are in a good position to just try to use this thing to do whatever we feel like, more or less. I mean, shoot. At this point, I don't even need to be particularly clever. I can just drop underneath one of these and use the... Whoa. Yeah, like that. Which way is the way I need to go? That's the end. Okay. So the thing I want is somewhere up here. There you go. Rainbow, after all this time. Alright, so not a lot of stages left. We have 4 left. We'll see if we can pull those off in one sitting next time, which could be the last one. We'll see. I'm doubtful we'll get all diamonds on this, unfortunately. But what could be cool to do now that we finally got this rainbow, is... Come on. Trying to find where this thing was. A couple of rainbowish ones. There we go. Next time we'll do this stage. Wasn't this one in the previous version too? Yeah, I remember this one. With a very sparkly, very colorful marble. Fantastic. Okay, so we do have... there is still one stage I haven't gotten a treasure box on. Well, I'm playing at this point just to go back to it and look into it when I've done everything else. But anyways, otherwise, we're actually close to the end, like within 2 sittings probably, so within 10 episodes I imagine. 10 episodes probably a high estimate. Ooh, this game's gone on for a crazy long time. I'm ready for it to be ending, but to be perfectly honest, I still enjoyed it, so we'll see. Anyhow, and I'm pretty proud of my performance throughout all this too. most diamonds on most things. Anyways, bye everyone.